Hi, I'm Brian Sheehy, History Department Coordinator at North Andover High School. I'm going to talk about the History Learning Lab today. Decided that we wanted to engage our students at North Andover in a different way. We had seen some videos of a couple of history teachers at Westford Academy doing some experience-based learning with history. And we went and visited there, and we liked what we saw. They were using typewriters, they were using different historical artifacts to get their lessons across. So we took that and we expanded upon it. Got a whole bunch of different items kind of laying around some of our houses, some of our grandparents' houses, some of our parents' houses. We got some donations of different items. And we wanted to create a mini museum where students could come into the lab or items could be brought to the classroom where they could learn history in their traditional subjects in a different, unique way. So that's kind of the inspiration of the Learning Lab.
I'm Liam O'Carroll. I'm a senior here at North Andover, and I am right now doing an independent study where I help Mr. Sheehy in organizing, cataloging, and setting up the History Museum here in the History Lab. A lot of what I do here is cataloging the things. So right now we have this World War II exhibit, so a lot of these individual things, just marking labels, putting them in. We have an online Google Doc of sort of cataloging everything that we have, so that if we want to switch exhibits, we can put those away so they can be used for next time. Sort of a description of what they are, laying out I did some research on, so here we have some pins, different medals and pins from World War II, just what each of them signifies, who they would have been given to, what they're for. So research on different artifacts in the museum and sort of what they are, their descriptions, where they go.
Really obscure, interesting things. Like one of the things, we didn't know how old this camera right here was, which would have been a 1930s camera that was your grandfather's, right? And so, strangely enough, it's like a weird, how does it release again? This button, here we go. It's a weird, right here it says AFCA ANSCO. Those two companies only merged for a span of 3 years, and those 3 years helped me pinpoint how old this camera was, where it was from, that it would have been used in World War II. So there's been some really fascinating research, what things would have been used for, the differences between then and now. I think that's a lot of it. We have some old razors that sort of unscrew, you place the blade in, screw them together, whereas razors today would have nothing like that. Sort of differences between the then and now. That's been a huge part of it for me. It's really fascinating. I would say my favorite part was just being able to touch everything. I think a lot of museums is hands-off, whereas I was able to be hands-on with everything as long as I was careful, see things that I just never seen before, didn't know about. So being able to look in and touch and see how things worked, the differences, even the differences in some of the clothing, the way the material's put together compared to the sort of more overseas factories that we have now. There's little things that you notice by just being able to touch, be up close, work with things like that. I mean, it was never my intention to. I was always sort of an engineering science type of guy, but I'd say it's definitely something that's got me intrigued. It's something I look at in college, being part of a historical society. It's really fascinating. It really roped me in. I get really involved in it and seeing what everything is in here.